we're going to be talking about fundamentals of accounting, right? We're also going to talk about the principles that govern why you're able to purchase stock or shares in different companies and what is available to you all, and some different government regulations. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's actually kind of interesting. So raise your hand if you have Cash App. Raise your hand if you've ever invested on stock or some shares through Cash App. You two have. Okay, which ones?
I think I did like Apple or Tesla or something.
So, oh, no,
Not
it's not
stupid,
stupid.
but like something like.
Okay,
It was
so
just
how
like,
much was
I
it?
think it was like $5 one time. I pulled out of it though. That's the thing.
Why?
I don't know, like I don't know, wasn't doing anything, so I just.
So it wasn't moving enough for you. Okay. What about you? What do you?
McDonald's.
McDonald's? How much did you remember you invested? $1. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Like, that is one of the options for you guys to actually go and invest in the company, to go through different apps like that and make it more feasible for you after some different things happen with some companies, right? So these principles that allow you to actually go in, and people really don't think about this, to actually go allow us as external users to go in and invest and actually make some money, they follow these principles called GAAP. This should be your first discussion question on here. Your generally accepted accounting principles. So the lesson today, you guys are going to be able to differentiate between the different accounting principles and learn and see how you're able to apply them in your personal life. So GAAP is one of these things. They're standards, but they're not really rules regulated by anybody in law. No U.S. government. But if you have a publicly traded company like Tesla or McDonald's that allows us to purchase stock, they have to follow these rules. And these are specific rules and procedures for reporting financial information to people like us. So they have to follow all of these different rules to make sure that they actually report the correct information, or else, guess what? There can be consequences for them. So again, it's called GAAP, GAAP. And remember, if you don't get this information as we're going through it, it's still available on the Business U platform for you. So up here, here's a video of actually what can happen if those companies do not follow those procedures and different things. And I'm going to play it from my screen instead of doing it from yours. If they don't follow these rules, I'll play a small snippet of it. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Somebody tell me what that is. Hey, there's a pipe. Somebody should.
You want the video too?
This can't be good.
That's how we want to record the video too.
Oh, so Dick finally wants to know what's going on.
Frank?
Methinks somebody made a boo-boo. Maybe we didn't know how to use Quicken. Yeah, that could be it.
Frank, try to focus, okay? What's happening to Globodyne?
Globodyne?
Yeah, what happened, Frank?
We took our shifting losses.
Yeah.
And we put them into businesses.
Yeah.
That we actually own.
Mm-hmm.
And then the balance sheet, it showed profit. But actually there was debt.
What the hell?
I want you to hit me.
Frank, let go of me now.
I want you to hit
Frank,
me.
let go. You're scaring me. Frank!
Okay, so again, that's an example of what can occur if they do not properly follow those rules and procedures. And that right there, you see someone who has no idea what's going on with his own company that he actually works at, and now someone else is telling them how they actually went in and committed a type of fraud. So we have the SEC. Anybody ever heard of the SEC? He mentioned it in the video. But what this agency is a government regulated agency. It is responsible for policies with financial markets. So our cash apps or our credit unions, our banks and different things, these individuals actually have to follow government regulations through this actually commission. So again, private companies are not required to follow the GAAP rules and standards, but the SEC does require U.S. companies that are publicly traded to follow all of those rules. Now, who actually create the standards and the rules that they actually have to follow? It's this board right here. It's called the FAST, the Financial Accounting Standards Board, and they actually go in and review everything once a year and update all their policies and procedures to see, okay, are we following everything according to other government agencies as well, and to make sure that we're staying kind of as a trendsetters for our economy, right? Because you don't want a lot of the businesses, what we call them, going belly up, and they're actually, now their financial records are showing that they're not receiving any profits, right? So they go in, they establish the financial reporting standards through GAAP, and this also helps us designate standard settings and different things as well in the U.S. So keep that in mind. So two of the accounting methods right here, you're going to see an example. Two of the accounting methods that you actually use, and which is regulated through GAAP, they require them to actually report their accounting through something called an accrual accounting method. That means that once I actually make the transaction, even if money isn't received, guess what? I'm going to record it on my books. So let's just say me and Kamaya, we decide that we're going to have an exchange. I'm going to purchase $10,000 worth of land from her. On my financial recordings and all of my apps, I'm going to record it even though, guess what? I ain't received no money. She ain't received no money. We just exchanging some property. We're still going to record it. So the accrual method says that even if there's nothing exchanged, you record all of your revenues, everything that you're bringing in, and everything that you're spending, you're going to still record it at the time of the transaction. That's what accrual is. The other method is your cash method. And basically, it's the opposite. So me and her exchanging, we don't record anything until later I pay her. So until she receives that $10,000 or I receive that $10,000, that's when we're going to record it. That is the other method. It literally means cash. Doesn't have to be cash. It could be a check. It could be a money order. It could be whatever form of payment that we actually agree on. That's when I'm going to actually record it. So again, accrual is the one where you actually, whenever you have a transaction, that's when you're going to record it on your books. And then cash is the other method where you're going to actually record it whenever there's cash actually changes the hands. And I sit here typing, so I'll give it about 10 more seconds. So you have about, I'll give you about 2 minutes on the next slide. Not even 2 minutes, because you don't need it. It's 6 different terms that talks about a cash accounting and accrual accounting method. So you have this one up here to kind of review it. And on the next one, there are some fill in the blanks. You're going to check and look at the term, and you're also going to look at the definition, and you're just going to click and drag them, okay? So you'll have 1 minute to do so. 1 second, and I'll put it right here. There you go. Look on your Nearpod. Again, you look on your Nearpod, you'll complete the fill in the blanks. Click and drag those 6 terms anywhere in those definitions, and I'll actually pull up the answer so you can see it. And then we'll go to the scenario. We're good. Is that 6 out of 6? 6 out of 6. Some of the things you need to look for, those context clues. You have 2 different options up there for cash. One is lowercase, one is capitalized at the beginning. So where would it actually go? So which cash would you use? Yeah.
The big cash register.
Mm-hmm.
The small, where.
30 more seconds. And make sure you read the descriptions as well, because it's going to help you when we do our bingo activity in the next round at the end of the lesson. And once you're done, just hit done, and it'll give you your score. So again, you read it, make sure it matches up, and then you'll hit done once you're done. Very good. You can stop.
Huh?
You can stop.
That video? It's 11.